Did you know that Karen Carpenter died weighing 80 pounds? All her life, Karen Carpenter carried a voice like no other. Ethereal, vulnerable, unwavering. Born July 2, 1950, in New Haven, Connecticut, she grew up in a family where music was more than a pastime. It was the heartbeat of their lives. Her father, Harold, adored music deeply, encouraging his children's talents every chance he got. Her mother, Agnes, however, often favored Richard, the prodigious older brother who by the age of 16 was already an accomplished pianist and arranger. Richard's brilliance was undeniable, but it was Karen's golden voice, gentle yet haunting, that would eventually captivate the world. By the early 1970s, that belief was fulfilled. The Carpenters' harmony became something far greater, a sound that seemed to flow effortlessly into the souls of listeners everywhere. Songs like Close to You, We've Only Just Begun, and Rainy Days and Mondays weren't just hits. They were anthems of tenderness, melancholic beauty that stood apart in an era of rock and rebellion. And at the delicate center of it all, Karen, whose contralto was soft yet clear, intimate yet powerful. She sang with a candor that felt like a whisper, yet carried across stadiums, radios, and hearts alike. Music critics called it vocal perfection, but it was something more, a living, breathing testament to honesty and emotion. But here's a question worth pausing on. How could someone so seemingly perfect on stage feel so unseen in her own life? Behind that crystalline voice was a quiet struggle. Karen battled insecurity, loneliness, and eventually a destructive illness. Her pursuit of the ideal body led her down endless diets, but in trying to look like a model, was she unknowingly losing herself? Reports would later point to anorexia as the cause, but whispers spread too, claims of cardiac arrest, even drug abuse. Yet, the truth remains that she died at the very prime of her youth, just 32 years old, her brilliance cut short by a silent battle the world barely understood. Her personal life told its own story of longing. She dated names that lit up Hollywood: Mike Curb, Tony Danza, Mark Harmon, and Bill Hudson. Yet love never seemed to stay. After a whirlwind romance, she married Thomas James Burris, a real estate developer. But the marriage, filled with promises, crumbled in just 14 months. Burris lived beyond his means, borrowed money from her, and, most devastatingly, had undergone a vasectomy he refused to reverse, even as Karen dreamed of having children. It was another wound to a heart already carrying too much. Was it love that failed her? Or was it the endless pressure of perfection, fueled by a mother's relentless control, that finally broke her spirit? On February 4, 1983, the world lost Karen Carpenter. And though gone, she left behind something eternal: her voice. A voice that even now, decades later, reaches across time and finds new listeners who stop and marvel at its purity. Richard, her brother, carried on after her passing, preserving their legacy with remastered albums, documentaries, and live recordings. To this day, he ensures that the Carpenters' music and Karen's voice remain alive, not just as nostalgia, but as timeless art. So, what about you? Which Karen song or moment lives in your heart? Share your favorite in the comments below. I'd love to hear your memories.